Hello. This week we're going to talk about security, what some of you call jealousy. When Abraham talks about jealousy, they mean envy. For example, your neighbor has a new car and you're envious of that. We say we're jealous. That's what Abraham means when they say jealous. The jealousy in relationships, especially in deeper relationships, Abraham calls insecurity, because in order to be jealous, what we consider jealous, we have to be insecure. So everything is a mirror reflection, right? So when we have insecurities, the other person has to bring them out. That's the job of the other person, mirror reflection. Now, insecurity borders on victimhood. You believe that others have power in your life. That's a trained vibration, comes from when you're little. But now when you're in a relationship and you're feeling insecure, you're just volunteering for that victimhood. So say to yourself, I want him, I want her. I'm going to use him just so we can keep this simple. I want him, I have to have him. How does that feel? Not so good. There's a yearning in there. I want to be happy. How does that feel? There's some relief in that. That certainly feels better than I want him, I have to have him. There's no desperation in I want to be happy. Do you ask yourself, am I only worthwhile with a partner? How does that feel? Not good. You know that when something doesn't feel good, that's because your source can't agree with what you're thinking. Do I love him more than I love myself? Ooh, that's a big one. No one can love you more than you love yourself. And even if you think, this is the person I want, and I want them, and I'm going to get them, and you don't love yourself, the other person can't love you more than you love yourself. Do I feel a wanting, a yearning? Do I feel incomplete without the other person? That's not love. That's not love. Nobody can complete you. Yearning is not love. You're supposed to give the love to yourself and let the other person be a mirror reflection. That's the way it's supposed to work. Do I feel abandoned when he's not around? That's a mirror reflection right there. You're abandoning yourself. You're not taking care of yourself. You're not loving yourself. You've abandoned yourself. You are bound to get a boyfriend or a partner or a mate that reflects that. Do I go through and check his phone and check his pockets? Guaranteed, you're going to find numbers. Guaranteed. Because your insecurity is going to be mirrored by the other person giving you more to be insecure about. If you're monogamous, the best way to ensure that the other person is not going to be monogamous is to check his pockets, check his phone, look for trouble. That almost guarantees that the other person cannot be monogamous because they have to reflect your insecurities. So what do? You have to know the power of the decision. Abraham says, when you make a decision, I decide to do this, I decide I want this, that's what summons life force. In other words, you ask for it, source expands and becomes it in those few seconds right there. So I want to read you a quote, because the goal is to get your feelings unhurtable. Because you say, this person's stronger than me, I recognize they're stronger than me, and then you say, they hurt my feelings. Or I put more attention on this other person, and they hurt my feelings. like I say, you volunteer for this victimhood. So this is the quote. Everyone is blaming everyone else for their own insecurity. You have to say you are insecure because you did not decide to be secure. You're not strong because you decided somebody else was strong, which made you weak. You don't feel good because you don't insist on feeling good. And then you didn't practice it, and then you say, you hurt my feelings. We would get into a place where our feelings are unhurtable. We would be in a place where we are so connected to Source that it didn't matter what anyone was thinking or saying or doing. No one has the power to fix you. You have to make the decision to fall in love with yourself. And then the other person can reflect that. You have this power. Who comes to you is your barometer of your point of attraction. If it's not good, raise your vibration. Fall in love with yourself even more. Law of attraction has to bring you what you vibrate. Make that decision. Line up with that. No second guessing, no agonizing. No breakup on Wednesday and a booty call on Friday. You cannot say, my need for you is stronger than my love for myself, my belief in myself. That can't be. To repeat, no one can love you more than you love yourself. Decide to fall in love with yourself. Decide you are a powerful and a really good attractor. Because after all, look at your vibration. You attracted this last one. When you decide you summon life force, the first thing you'll feel is relief. And then after that, you'll feel powerful. That may not happen in the first day, might not even happen within the first 25 minutes. But if you feel jealous on your part, realize that that's insecurity for you. You tend to your vibration. So this week, that's what you're going to do. You're going to tend to your vibration, not his. Mind your business, not his, this week. And I predict a very good week for you. Go forth and prosper.